Hi, welcome to Soft Tip Central UK. This evening we are joined by the current BDO Youth World Champion and the BDO Youth Masters Champion, Keane Barry. He's also the current reigning JDC champion as well. Reason we're sort of having a chat with him this evening is because he's recently decided to do some travels in Europe and win himself a soft tip title as well. So good evening, Keane. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
How you doing, Daniel? Yeah, I'm good. Not too bad. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad at all. Not too bad. So lockdown for you has been quite interesting as well. Absolutely smashing it on the Icons of Darts Modus Leagues, I saw.
Yeah. It's been good to be invited to play in that. So it keeps me on top of my game, and it's you're playing top players as well. So you're keeping sharp for when everything kind of hopefully gets back.
Yeah, because you're kind of the talk of Ireland for a few weeks there. You were like hitting some of the big names, like taking out Martin Adams, taking out some Scott Waits as well. You beat him once, I believe, as well. And you beat some big time players.
Yeah. Like I was just it was me first week in, and I was just enjoying it really. Just kind of wasn't really thinking too much. I was just thinking it was another game, just going and in kind of maybe practice mode type of thing. Like just not really kind of put under any pressure to kind of play well or just enjoyed it. So it went well with me, so it did.
Yeah, I suppose it must be quite comforting to be able to do something like that and play something like that in your own home and just be in your own surroundings without having to sort of worry about the heat of the lights, the big stage, all the crowds behind you and all the different bits and pieces. So that must have been quite relaxing. So as you just said, basically like having a practice. Did you get any kind of butterflies when you were playing those big names? Because I know you've played a lot of them before, haven't you, I believe?
Yeah, I played most of the players now, but and I haven't played Martin Adams. So when I was playing against Martin, it was kind of every game we played. I think we played maybe 3 or 4 times. I think every game has gone 5-4 between us. So it's cool to be able to play these type of players that maybe like I never really got the chance to play against him, and when there was darts were kind of, as you say, normal. But it gives really good opportunities to play different players that you would never played before.
And it sort of put you on the map as well. You were taking out some seriously big ton plus finishes to win those 5-4 as well. Some really good combination finishes. Is that a strong part of your game? Is that something you sort of practice a lot, your sort of big outs?
I'd say maybe recently that they started really coming into my game. Like I'm not really a big practicer on finishing, to be honest. But I did maybe 1-2-1, like the game 1-2-1 and different things like that. But I never really like literally focus on finishing. It just seems to just come to me really. Like it's the big outshots and me counting's pretty good. So say if one dart doesn't go right, then I know where straight away the next time. There's no stopping between. Don't really lose too much rhythm. So
Yeah, I mean, rhythm is a major thing. If I ever get any kind of consistency to my game, I'll be a very happy bunny. And you've also had experience at the top tournament of the PDC as well. You had a first round match against Vincent van der Voort in last year's World Championships. How did you find that?
it was amazing. Yeah, it's everything I dreamed of playing in. To be honest, I remember watching it as a kid, and you just thinking, just I'd love to be there. I never thought I'd be there when I was 17, but it's when I was up on the stage, I kind of just took everything in, and I gave it me all. But I feel like 3-0 was maybe a bit of a harsh scoreline, but
Yeah, I don't think it really had a true tale of the actual match itself. To watch it, you were nip and tuck for the whole thing, and it was just literally his performances sort of like below 100 that just edged it slightly. But I mean, scoring wise, you were both nip and tuck for the whole match, from what I saw.
yeah, like just a few doubles, really. Like when he was just taking out his finished his last dart, that was kind of a killer. Like when you're standing behind him watching him miss the first 2, and he just pings it in the last one. But it's a great experience to be up
And are
there.
you hoping to do that again this year? I know you've been doing some of the challenge tournaments and the youth tour events as well. Do you think that that's something that you'll progress on to this season when they do bring back the World Championships, be it behind closed doors or not? Is it something that you're sort of looking forward to having another crack at with another year's experience under your belt?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I'm not too sure which way it's going to go this year because the last year I qualified through an Irish qualifier, the Tom Kirby, but got news today that it's cancelled for this year. So I'm not too sure what way it's going to pan out. So we just kind of have to be patient and see what the story is.
Yeah, fingers crossed you get in, because it's great to see young emerging talent coming through and playing in tournaments that I myself, I've watched it for years and years and years, and you can only ever aspire to get on that big stage. And yourself to have done it at such a young age and held such a great account of yourself, it must sort of make you really hungry to get back in and do it all again and try and get further and further and further.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to get another shot at it, so I would. Maybe the draw was a bit unkind to me last year, but it's, I think with the experience of playing in there already, and then after winning the 2 youth titles too, and everything's kind of been going in the right direction for me. So it'll be nice to get another shot at it, and I think I'll be mentally more prepared than I was last year for it. So I would.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Another year's experience under your belt, having the knowledge of what to expect when you get there, and it's not going to be quite so daunting. I've got a funny feeling we're going to be seeing you at a fair few PDC World Championships in the future. So the reason, obviously, that I'm sort of having this interview with you today is that it's randomly popped up on my newsfeed on Facebook that Keane Barry had just won a soft tip championship in the Czech Republic. So how did that happen? How did that come about?
My girlfriend lives in the Czech Republic, so I come over I'm here for maybe 4 or 5 weeks. So I am. So it was only maybe 30 minutes away from her house, and it's called a League of Easter. It translates to Champions League. So a lot of the players from around her county, and there's a lot of actually really good players there now that played in it, and it happened to be the weekend that I arrived over, so we decided to go and play, and I won. There was a qualifier I won on the Saturday, and I won the main event on the Sunday too.
So how did you find soft tip in comparison to steel tip?
I enjoy it because I take it as a kind of a new challenge. So I do. I take it. It's a bit of fun, but still I hate losing anyway. So I'm still gonna give it 100% no matter what I'm playing in. If I still want to win. So it was tough because the different weight of the darts, and my darts gonna land flat. So sometimes they don't really go in as well as I want them to. They bounce out a lot. So I kind of have to adapt a small bit to try to change my throw to make them kind of stay in the board. But it's still good though when you get a bounce out, the score still counts. So it's not.
Yeah, I have that a lot, but I won't tell anybody that I play in my league games on the Nexus board that I have a bounce out and it registered like a 17. I just sort of smugly walk up and just pick my dart up off the floor. But yeah. So what sort of, because we're very, in the UK, soft tip is still very, very young, and it's still sort of a growing sort of format for darts, and it's just something that we at Soft Tip Central UK are trying to sort of grow, and we're trying to make people realise that it's not fake darts, it's not plastic darts, it's not kids darts, that there is actually a huge community out there. And I was speaking to Jeff Smith last week, and he's played in Canada before, and like some of the prize pots are millions of pounds, millions of Canadian dollars. People are winning in these tournaments, and soft tips actually in Europe and in the USA and Asia is the main sort of darts to play. I mean, obviously Holland's different. Holland's sort of a thoroughbred steel tip area, but a lot of Europe do play soft tip a lot. Now, how did you adapt your game? Did you go for the bullseyes? Were you still up on the 20s? How did you approach it? How different was it for you to approach?
The way it was kind of like a normal dartboard. It wasn't bullshit or anything, so it wasn't. So I just kind of took it the way I was playing a normal game on steel tip. Didn't really take it any differently. Still would me switches, me cover shots, everything was kind of the same. I tried not to kind of complicate it for myself. I just stuck to what I know, and I wasn't trying anything new or different. I just stick to what I know, and it worked.
Brilliant. And obviously, I saw the size of that trophy as well. That's a huge trophy.
Yeah, it's massive
for a little soft tip tournament. Have you got it there with you?
It's in the living room. My girlfriend gonna get it if you want.
Oh, that'd be awesome to see it. And I mean, would it be possible to sort of have a look at the darts that you use as well? Because I know you had these made specially for you by Target.
I'll have a look there. They're in the case here. That's these. 1 second. Flip this around. Oh.
Okay, so did you tell the guys that you were going over there, and could they make you a lovely set of soft tips?
Daryl's Daryl Fitton is the main man in the youths, so he is. And I was telling him that I'm over in Czech, and I used to play in a kind of a, whenever I was here, I probably played in the men's league that like that was in the village. So whenever I was here, I just played just for a bit of fun, a bit of practice, like. And I was telling Darryl I was playing, and he said he can sort out to get me a set made. So it was good to have my own set made, and so I was using, I think it was Joe Cullen's before that, and they weren't really the best in it. They were too. The grip wore off them really quickly, and it just didn't feel right throwing someone else's darts. If you
Yeah.
So these are the two trophies here.
See, look at that. That's awesome.
So there. So it's a pretty. Probably I don't even know what this means. He's kind of Champions
League of Mystery. That's Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what the top bit is.
No, either do I. I'm not that good in my Czech language, but
but it's still a massive achievement, though, for somebody that has sort of always played the steel tip game to go over and just say, "Oh, you know what? I'll give it a bash," and to come out on top. You must be really chuffed with that. And is that soft tip something that you'd bring sort of with you back to Ireland? Something that you take up? I mean, obviously you're a member of the Target Elite, which is the youth system that they've got there. And I know Daryl, as you said, is superb in encouraging you guys to enhance your game and grow as people as well as dart players. And obviously, I mean, do you have a Target Nexus board? Is that something that you'd look to get in the future to join the community?
Yeah, like I would, like if I don't have one at the minute at my house, but if it would be something I'd be interested in, because it's something new, it's something different. Like it's not your typical steel tip game. Like there's loads of different kind of areas in soft tip too, the likes of cricket, and it's kind of a new experience, and it would be really fun to get into for me. That's why when I come here into Czech, like I don't really throw too much steel tip darts at all. It's all kind of soft tip, so it's good. Like it's something different. It kind of takes you away from what you're doing for most of the year to something kind of fun. You can enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, because I mean I like soft tip in general as a game. I just think it's really good that I can literally get home from work at 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, switch on my Nexus board, and there's somebody playing me in Canada. It's just insane. The concept of it's crazy to play people all around the world. And we've run tournaments that we've had people from Canada, Holland, Denmark, America. I've had a guy called Edison Fung, who's actually a Malaysian soft tip player. He's sponsored by Target and 8Fly. And I talk to him regularly. I play him some evenings over here. It's just crazy, just the amount of the community that's been built up around it. And I mean, you've got the likes of Phil Taylor plays on a Nexus, Raymond van Barneveld. You've got Duzzer jumps on there. I've played him a couple of times. And yeah, it'd be really good to see your name up there every now and again. So get on the phone to Gary and get on the phone to Daryl and say, by the time I get back from the Czech Republic, I need a boxed Nexus sat on my doorstep so that I can join these boys in the community.
Yeah, it'd be cool, Larry. It would be cool. Because
there's a guy over there called in Ireland called Niall Cullerton. Do you know Niall?
Yeah, I know Niall well.
But he's a big supporter of ours, and he's got a Nexus board as well. So he puts himself up as Cully on there, and we talk quite often. So in Ireland, it's quite popular. A lot of people in Ireland, you get a lot of Irish people that are playing on the Nexus board. So it'd be really good to have you on there as well. So, I mean, looking forward to the future, obviously you've got the possibility of maybe possibly looking, I don't know if they're going to do a wildcard system for the Worlds, maybe if all of these games are cancelled. So, I mean, with regards to the youth side of things, Are you looking to defend your titles that you currently hold? Is that something that you're going to be sort of focusing on going forward?
I turned 18 a couple of weeks ago, so that was my kind of last hurrah, was winning the.
Oh wow! So
So
you can't. Oh no, that sucks so bad.
that would
But at least you went out on top.
that's exactly that's what I said to me. Said to like my father and my girlfriend and that, like it was. I worked so hard for the maybe 4 or 5 years to get there and to finally win them. And on my last year, it was brilliant. Like I said, fair enough, I can't defend them, but no one can ever take my name away from the titles. Like, so it's.
Yeah, that's
Like,
firmly in your back pocket. You've got yourself a world championship, youth championship under your belt, and the Masters as well. So to do both of them in your final year, there must have been a huge buzz for you to kick forward and then sort of develop yourself, because you played in Q School, didn't you? You did Q School, got through to the final. Was it on your second day or third day?
last day, actually, it was last day.
Was it last day? And you lost to Scott, didn't you, in the final?
I didn't throw anything at all to what I threw all day. I was throwing really well, and then I think my side of the draw went way faster than their side. I had an hour and a half break, and I just lost all kind of rhythm, lost all kind of like it was my own fault. I just wasn't prepared for the final game as well as I should have been, because it was a long break, but still you can't use them excuses like it was my own fault. I didn't prepare properly, but we'll learn from that. Like,
absolutely, 100%. So obviously on the Challenge Tour, you're going to go and hit Q School again next season?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but like it's my plan was to maybe win a tour card, within development tour or Challenge Tour this year, but it's hard to know what's really going to happen. So yeah, Q School definitely in January. So looking forward to it. I'm not going to put serious pressure on myself either. Like last year, I went in and I just kind of said to myself, it doesn't really matter. It's not do or die. I need to get a tour card here or now. Like, I'm still young. I have loads of time. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, type of thing. So I'm gonna go again with the same attitude, but I know my game's in a different place than I was in January. Like, I've been putting in, say, more practice, and I know I can kind of get myself kind of a few levels up consistency wise than I was. There's too much times up and down than staying consistent. So I was.
And so obviously you're sponsored by Target, and you've gone through the youth development side of Target. How was that as an experience for you as an up and coming and growing player, and for sort of advice to give to people, to youngsters that are wanting to follow in your footsteps? Because it is a massive achievement to have done what you've done in the space of time that you've done it. And did the elite sort of development program, did that help you to achieve that faster? Is it something that you recommend people to get, sort of coaching, and then sort of try and get onto a development? Because there's lots of different things going around. So you've got the Target elite ones, you've got sort of the Sudbury youth development. They do a lot of stuff as well. Would you recommend people to be involved in something like that? Did it develop your career and help you to grow?
The way I look at things is, like, if you're in these developments, like, you're playing against people every time. You're not just home in your bedroom. You're practicing on your own. There's always someone there. If you need advice, there's someone there. If when you're practicing against someone, there's someone there. There's always kind of people you're playing against. Like, say when I was playing at the JDC, like, everyone wanted to beat me, which I loved, because they'd always play the rest game against me. So they was. So, like, I think I was bringing them on, and I was bringing me on too, because I didn't want to get beat either. So I was always trying to play my best game, and they were playing theirs. So it's definitely a lot better than kind of staying at home or on your own practicing, to kind of maybe to get in an academy or in a kind of development thing, because it brings on your game a lot. Like, and it gives you more a sense of comfort too, to be able to enjoy it as well. Like, that's for me, that's one of the main things, is that you enjoy it. Like, when the enjoyment goes, then what's the point? Like, it's really, if you're not enjoying it, there really is no point. Like, you have to be kind of, it's of course you want to be in it, you want to be at the top, you want to get there, but it takes time too. It doesn't just happen overnight. Like, it's a lot of dedication, and the main thing is for me was to just enjoy it. Like, if I didn't enjoy it anymore, it wouldn't really be any point for me to play.
100%, and I think that's key. I think a lot of people sort of deter away from the fact that darts is actually a game. It's something that you can play with your pals, you can play with your family, you can enjoy it as a group. You can go out on a Friday night and have some fun with your mates and play in a league. But at the end of the day, it's a game, and we should be enjoying what we do. And I know a lot of the high-end pros, sort of like your Peter Wrights, your Van Gerwins, your Phil Taylors that were, your Raymond Van Barnevelds, that is their life. But we're not there yet. And I'm never going to be there yet. So to me, this is just something that I'm passionate about, that I love. And I think that people need to remember that you have to be, and you are one of these people, but you have to be special to be able to get to the top of darts, to have raw talent and dedication and passion for a sport. And I think that, yeah, we do deter away from the fact that this is a game for the likes of myself and all of us at Soft Tip Central UK. We enjoy it and we love this game and we enjoy playing it. What advice would you give to youngsters that are, since this lockdown? I mean, a lot of parents have bought Nexus boards. I know I've got one at home. I know my stepson, he's registered on my board. There's a lot of kids that are registered on their parents' board. What advice do you give to those kids that are, say, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, that all of a sudden get this bug for darts? What would you say to them moving forward if they want to sort of develop themselves or if they want to become better?
The main thing is to just stick at it. Like it's and keep on the practice board, because I remember when I was that age, I was doing, I don't know how many hours, maybe 5-6 hours a day on the board. Like you could never get me away from it, so you couldn't. But it's the main thing is to just kind of don't do different things. Don't keep it. It can get very boring when you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over and over. I know when you're younger, it's all you want to do is just throw treble 20 the whole time. But it is, if you play different little games, even if you're only 7, 8 years old, like 9 years old, there still is a few fun little games for them to play, and it will improve their kind of grouping. It will improve their counting. Like that's kind of the basics. What they need from the start is their counting, and like for them to progress forward. Like, because if you can't count, it's very, very hard when you become older. Like, because it's counting is one of the main things when you're coming down for finishes. Like, you see players like Jose de Sousa, his counting isn't great, but still he scores well enough to get him down. But just keep practicing. Really, that's the one of the just key steps. Just keep at it.
And do you think because obviously since lockdown, JDC brought out the JDC Virtual, which I've been doing, and I think it's amazing and a really good training tool to be able to sort of use that. And is that something you've used before? Do you use it at all when you're at home? It's sort of like a practice thing for yourself?
I used to. I used to do the JDC at the academy, and I used to do it the whole time for maybe 2 or 3 years. So when the JDC Virtual came out, I kind of just said to myself, I'm not going to do it. So because I was playing it for so long, I just said, no, I'm just going to kind of step away now and do different routines. I still think it's one of the best practice routines you can do. You're using the whole board. You're using nearly every segment. So yeah, so it is really, really good to kind of get your eye in for everything. You're all over the board, so yeah. But for me, I just said to myself, no, I was going to not play it and just concentrate on something else, like something different for myself.
So obviously with you that's a more developed player, that's something that you are at a stage now where you can step away from that and you can work on your own things that you've your own game that you feel that you need to improve on. But say for like the younger kiddies that are coming up, would you recommend JDC Virtual as a tool for them to develop themselves and get them to a sort of a higher level?
Yeah, definitely, because you can see your own progression on it. You can see yourself, say one time they get score 400 and the next time they get 500, think, Jesus, they're doing really well there. I need to do better. They're going to try better themselves every single time. And without even knowing it, they're getting better and better by literally just trying to improve their own score. So they're going to try that much harder, they're going to practice a little harder without themselves even knowing it, kind of thing. So it is a brilliant kind of tool for the young kids to get into, because it's fun. It's a really good practice, because I think it takes maybe 5 minutes to do it, but you can do maybe 10 of them. That's 1 hour's practice. So it is. So it's not that really time consuming, and you don't really see the time going by when you're playing it.
Yeah, I use it myself, and I'm slowly getting better. I need to use it a lot more often. But I mean, thank you ever so much for joining me this evening. I imagine you've got so much more you could probably be doing with your Friday evening than chatting away to me.
No,
But
no.
good luck for everything. Good luck for the future, and hopefully we'll see you in the Worlds this year. Hopefully you'll get through the first round and maybe onto a few more. It'd be great to see you up on the main stage, sort of giving it the big one. Thank you again, and don't forget, on the phone to Gary and Daryl, I need that Nexus board on my doorstep by the time I get home, and hopefully we'll see you in the lobby one day. But it's been lovely to talk to you, Keane. Thank you very much for coming on.
Cheers. Thanks very much, Daniel. Cheers.
All right, speak to you soon, buddy.
Thanks.
Take care.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.